Good morning. In this session, we're going to look at the overall screen for the health roster. So when you log into the health roster, what you see and what it means. So when you log into the health roster, you'll normally go through this screen, and this is where you will see some information about your department or your ward. Here it says that there is an approval that needs to be done. If there is any staff that needs missing from the requirement of the ward on any of this day, then you will see that here. Then you can click on the view roster and view roster screen, and this is where you will be doing most of your stuff on your roster. So in this session, we're going to have a look at it to see what is the meaning of each of these things that you can see on the rosters. So the top bit that you will see here is the calendar for the roster. So whenever you log in, if you got the today's date, you will always see that as today's date here. You can see that we got 25th of October, and the roster view that is starting here is from 25th of October. If you do need to change your view, you can always click on the calendar and the calendar appears. Then you can select the date, and by selecting the date, you can see the view of the calendar now starting from 7th of October as we selected. Now, if you leave it like this one and close it and reopen it every time, it will always start from 7th of October. So if you do need to change it for every day, then you probably need to click on this today option, and it will automatically go to today's date, and then you highlight the date and it will start from today's date. So when you open it tomorrow, it will be starting from 26th of October. So that's one thing. Here you will see some drop downs. So within the drop downs, you will see the teams. If you do have teams available within your board or department, you can customize your view based on the teams. So if you only want to look at the particular team rather than the whole roster, you can just select that team, and then you can only see that team and the people or employees allocated under that team. Here, if you want to look at the banks only within the rosters, you can look at the bank. Fortunately, we don't have any at the moment. If you only want to look at the agency, you can select that one there. And then if you only want to look at the substantive staff, then that's there. Here in the drop down, you can see the drop down list of the departments or wards that you have access for. So if you only have for one, you can only see one. If you have 10, then you will see 10 there. If you are then looking for any particular person within the rosters, because sometimes rosters are quite big, and if so, you don't want to scroll down up and down all the time. So, and if you want to work on particular person or look at particular person's record, then you can just type that person's name, and that person's name will come up there. You can just simply hit enter after entering their last name, or you can click on this little magnifying glass. You can remove that one and click on again little magnifying glass, and the whole roster will come back in the view. Now, on this side, you'll see this button. So this button is to enable your view for the cancel duty. So here we can see any shift that you can see in the purple color with the strike mark. Those are cancel duties. And sometimes there are so many cancel duties within the rosters that it takes so much space, and and sometimes it's hard to navigate around. So if you do want all these purple shift to be disappeared, you can just click on here, and then all the purple shifts within your roster will disappear. If you want to re-enable it, you can just click on re-enabling, and that will appear. Here is the option to print the roster. You can see currently is grayed out, so nothing's happening. It'll only reactivate once you click on the roster. So if we click on here, and you can see that that eliminated, and now it can, once you click on it, it will give you the option. You can select how long you want to print the roster for. You can do 1 to 4. You can also do the flexible period. Here is the refresh button. So just like the bigger refresh button here within or for the whole window, this is a refresh button just for the window that you can see here. So if you click on this one, it will just refresh the page here. Where if you click on this one, it will refresh the whole page. So if we ask you to refresh the page, you probably need to use this one. Sometimes you do make changes within the roster, it's not visible. So rather than click on this one, it's better to click on this option. In the next one, you will have the ability to view your roster weekly, bi-weekly, 4-weekly, monthly, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or 9 weeks. So based on your preference, you can increase or reduce the visibility of your roster. So if we select the 1 week option, we can see that we can all see all these information quite big. And if we select 9 week option, we can see the information is very compact. The information is still visible. Sometimes some of the icons you might not be visible because of the view that you selected. But yeah, you can always reduce or increase based on your like. Now, here you can see the buttons for backward and forward. Now, this button works based on the selection that you've made here. So if you selected 9 weeks, and then if you click on back button, the roster will go for the 9 weeks. And if you then select your view for 4 weeks, and then if you go forward or backward, it'll only move 4 weeks back. Now that's we've done that where we can actually change the date to view the roster. You can also make the manual changes here that you don't really have to change the date here to view the date. So if you want to jiggle around with the dates here, what you can do is when you click or go around, bring your mouse around to the dates, you can see that it changes into the 4-way icon. And then if you hold the left key of your mouse, and then if you move it around, you can change or amend your view by day or date. So I can change it to 25th, or I can go all the way to 4th of September. So that's how you can change the date. Here again, the drop down here, that is to hide or collapse your demand template. This is what we call demand template, where you will have all the available shifts for your roster. So that particular drop down is to collapse the demand template. So sometimes people wants to look at the roster, and sometimes the space available here is probably not enough. And if you want to increase the view of your roster, you can always click on this option, and that will give you a bigger view of your rosters. So that's how you can do that one. Here on the sides, there are type of shifts available. So we have psychologist, RMN, HCAs, OT, and admin clerical. That's because there are a number of different type of people working in the department. And there are particular shifts available for each of those staff groups. So if you want to allocate any shifts to any person, you probably want to make sure what type of staff group that person is sitting in. If I select the psychologist shifts and if I allocate that to Mr. Churchill, it will allocate it, of course, but it will not show as green like this one. It will show as orange. And if you click on it, it will tell you the reason that why that shift is showing as orange. Now, when you see the number next to the shift in the red color, those are the number that is available. So that's number of shifts are available. If you click on it, it will give you the detail that it's an early shift that is starting from 7 to 3:30. It's an RMN shift. Its number of shifts are 2, and it's an early shift. If you do wish to make changes to the shift, you can always click on it, and then you can make changes to say, I want 8 to 4, or 8 to 7. With half an hour break, you can always amend if it needs to be an hour or 1.5 or 2 or anything that falls into the WTD area. If you do need to put the reason, you can also put the reason, select the reason. You can also add a note and hit OK. So once you hit the change, you can see that the one shift is converted for a different time and another one is still at the same time. If we click on the next one, we can see it's a late shift RMN and it's starting from 1:30 to 9:30. Again, there are 2 there. And then this is a night shift that is starting from 9 o'clock to 7:30 in the morning. Now, based on the requirement of the department, the demand templates are set up that way. So yours might look different. Yours might look same. Some of the departments are quite straightforward. They may only have admin and clerical, especially for the corporate staff and things like that, for senior managers where you will only see one type of people. So for them, there's probably one line there. Down here, you can see the name of the staff members. This is the teams. Bank and agency will always come up at the bottom of the shift. Now, here on the left-hand side, we have net hours column and hours left column. Net hours column it will show you the shortfall or any extra that the person has done. It'll show here. If it goes in the shortfall, it will start showing that as red. So that's probably to get more attention of the managers to have a look at those hours. We always advise everybody or all the managers or departments or admins to make sure that the hours are always covered. But we have noticed that some don't do it in terms of don't allocate the shares. So that's okay. So if you look at it, this one here in this particular screen, we can see that Elvis there, he's got the shifts allocated for the whole week. And as a result, his hours left column is 0, 0. But his net hours is still sitting quite high. That's because this is a train mode. And